Preparing to live stream the meeting. What are you laughing about?
Well, my cousin Missy was asking why we haven't started yet. And of course, I had to give her a good reason, right?
Yeah.
Gotta make sure she tells you what that reason is so you know.
Nice. Okay, so we are live. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Who's live doing what now? There we go. Okay, I can hear me on there, so looks like we're doing good. Hi, folks.
We're live.
We're live.
Put this in the chat so you can take it and put it on the Facebook.
On the interwebs.
Interwebs. Wait, what did that do? Syncing the group. What group? There's no group. Go back. Stop.
Do math.
Leave group watch. Okay. Leave. Okay. So there's a plus here. And a check mark. I don't know what this means. Okay. Have you figured it out?
For what?
The group watch?
Well, like I said, I could do it over the phone, but it's usually sends it via, text or email.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Use the Disney Plus mobile app or website to invite up to 6 friends to your group watch. Okay, let's see if that works. Hold on a second. Maybe I'll invite you.
Okay.
Disney Plus. You are in a group watch. You're watching Ahsoka in a group watch. You want to join your group now? You can always join later by searching for the title. Not now. Okay, so I need to get out of this. Unless you invited me.
No, I haven't done anything yet.
Invite. Group one. Okay, invite. Bruce. Okay, I just sent it to you.
Got it.
Okay.
And I will click on that here in just a second.
You put this up on the book of the facing.
Yes. And the Twitters and the Instas. The way the whole world knows.
Mm-hmm. Of all of 1, possibly 2 people watching. Oh, there's 3 watching now. Never mind. Well, I wait. So 2 of them, that's 1 you and 1 me. So yeah. Oh wait, no, refill.
And then last but not least, Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
You know, that actually sounds like the Star Trek theme, right?
You know, it's from an SNL skit, right?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
It was Bill Murray.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see bucket. So what happens if I go in here? Ah, you're in. Good. I can hit start stream and it should work. All right. So everybody who's been watching us muddle around on YouTube, we appreciate you sticking with us. And this is our second attempt at live streaming from Zoom. Hopefully this works. As the live stream on YouTube says, we are going to watch Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. Now, the reason we're doing this in live stream is because of the Pat and the Fat Man, one of us has seen all of the pertinent material for Ahsoka.
Yes, Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian. That's really most of the pertinent stuff. Tales of the Jedi, kinda.
Yeah. Well, no, not kinda. I mean, it's kind of her origin story.
It's not an origin story. I mean, it takes place right in the middle of the Clone Wars stuff. It's more of a Tales end of, you know, what happened before she left the Jedi.
Well, no, I
mean, how she survived, you know, the purge, basically.
The first episode is like her with her family when she's a little kid.
Yeah, but I mean, but that wasn't like the important part of Tales of the Jedi, and that certainly wasn't the linking part to the later parts of the Tales of the Jedi where she was at. That the later part where she's getting trained by Anakin, that was the more pertinent part, which happened towards the end of Clone Wars.
Yeah, okay, well, fine. I'm not arguing. What I'm saying is one of us has seen a lot of this stuff, and the other of us has only seen the absolutely terrible Clone Wars movie, the first half of the first season of Clone Wars, the first half of the first season of Rebels, and Tales of the Jedi, and Mandalorian. So the Pat's experience of Ahsoka has been ultra brat, and then strong silent type who says no to Grogu, basically. And so watching Ahsoka requires more knowledge than just that. And so I have the Fat Man with me to explain to me what is going on as I watch the show.
Just an update for those listening, we'd like you to stick with us, but just so you know, episode 3 went live 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
New episodes of Ahsoka go out at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays now. I guess they just completely dropped midnight Wednesday and just said 9 p.m. on Tuesdays Eastern time. So simultaneously for everybody after that point.
Yep. But we're going to start with the first episode. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is Ahsoka season 1, episode 1, part 1, Master and Apprentice. Let's see if the group watch works. It should have started to start for you.
Here it goes. All right.
Just realized I don't have the remote that controls the volume anywhere near me. Very well prepared as always. Slightly different logo. It's more red.
Yeah, and I know some people read into it. It's probably just a generic thing at this point. Probably because people read into it the last time.
That makes sense. The evil Galactic Empire has fallen, and a new republic has risen to take its place. However, sinister agents are already at work to undermine the fragile peace. A plot is underway to find the lost Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn and bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return, which would galvanize the Imperial remnants and start another war. Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map, which is vital to the enemy's plan. Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner, Morgan Elsbeth, is transported to the New Republic.
If you don't remember Morgan Elsbeth, she was the Imperial governor that Ahsoka threatened in Mandalorian when we meet, live action Ahsoka.
Well, she didn't just threaten her; she fought her. It was a really cool fight. She had that staff made out of the metal Beskar, so she could fight against the lightsaber. Oh, it's not home one. They are hosed. Yep, you're about to get. Yep, there it is. Lambda shuttle.
Or one of the 50 variations of a Lambda shuttle.
Yep. What's the word?
The signal is an old Jedi cruise code. It's hidden here to see the prison.
It's a trap, obviously.
It's a trap.
Say it. Oh, come on. I'm calling it.
Humans can't say that. Except for Leia.
I'm not trap. See,
and only to her brother. So yeah, I've seen this on people saying this was a Star Trek scene. I'm not quite sure I understand that, but
I mean that kind of feels like a Star Trek scene since you actually have like a conversation on the bridge of a starship, which doesn't happen in Star Trek or in Star Wars. Except the
see, there's a Mon Cal. Yeah, there's a Mon Cal.
He could
the
say
Toten Mon Cal because he's the only one in the group that's an alien. It's the Toten.
He's the token Mon Cal. Wow, I never even. Oh, Bruce.
You know what I love is they're like, oh, they can't possibly be Jedi, so we're just gonna stand here and parade.
We're gonna let them on our ship. That's like no. Wow. You don't need no identification.
I love the pause for effect.
Yeah.
Check out my cool lightsaber.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna cut you down.
I haven't even seen this. I knew he was going to say that. There are as many targets as you want there to be.
Of course, nobody locked down the bridge because that would never be the first security thing you would ever do.
Like that's literally what I would have done as Captain if I had even been stupid enough to let them on the ship in the first place. Lock everything down. Lock the hangar down. And eventually they'd get into the ventilation shaft and I'd have to send droidicas after them. Oh, wait,
negotiations were short.
Just like your lightsaber.
What? Gotta say, in this new era, Republic prison ships, or at least the detention cells,
looks very much like an old Empire detention cell.
Well, just not very good at their job.
I mean, I think something that's been clearly portrayed in every portrayal of the New Republic is that they are not good at their job.
Old girl looks like a Bratz doll.
Oh yeah, the comment, Brad's doll. Yeah, she really does. Maybe one of those lols dolls. See the huge eyes.
See, I'm too old to know what. I'm not hip to know what those things are.
Well, it's just because my daughter collects them.
That's the excuse I'd go with too. That's what I'd go with too.
I'm gonna tilt this to give the audience the feeling that I'm slightly skewed or that I'm twisted somehow. It's a camera trick, folks. Okay. No, listen to everything. It's all coming apart. Spilled soda all over me. Oh, why? Sorry, I shouldn't break the tension of this. This looks pretty important and ominous. Okay, should I know where she is, or is this supposed to be?
No, this is a new place.
Okay.
But from watching Rebels, you know that there were places throughout the galaxy that are kind of like Jedi churches, I guess you could kind of say. They're like sanctuaries, holdouts where Jedi would go, where the Force was strong. This is something sort of like that. You find out there was a lot more to the Force than just the Jedi through a lot of the stuff, and a lot of it was kind of almost mystical rather than philosophical, I guess you could say, because the Jedi were very much more philosophical than they were mystical.
Right. You have this Force thing, right? And people show up, sorcerers, basically people show up with magic power. Some of them have it, some of them don't. And so anytime you have that occur within a society, there's going to become a mystic. There's going to be a mystic portion of that society revolving around the fact that some people have magic powers and some people don't.
Right.
And
so
then what those magic power people can do with it.
So what's going on, like, say, here is like at the end of the Clone Wars, Yoda goes on like this journey through the mystical side of the Force, which you find out that there are sort of like galactic ley lines. And like the figures here, they were like these beings that were the Force that lived in like the other side of the Force, like where the Jedi believed they would go, when they became one with the Force. And so there are these beings that I guess kind of controlled the Force. They were like demigods basically inside the Force. And so, the universe was made of all these connecting lines and things, like galactic ley lines kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what these pillars and lines are meant to kind of show, is like a map across the galaxy, time, space.
This ultimately is going to show them where the Ark of the Covenant was buried, right? It's exactly what she's doing. This is right out of Indiana Jones. Yeah, that's something. It's been interesting to watch them explore slowly, are all the different religions that have exist throughout the galaxy that obviously would have the Force interplay with it.
Right, that the Jedi weren't the only ones to perceive of that binding energy in the galaxy.
Right. I think one of the most interesting episodes.
Phil, he don't need your help, man.
What did he say? I got to keep that up. SNES gun, nice. It only shows that to Thomas. Yes, thank you, Refill. Why did my beard get itchy again?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's funny because, like, I know what you said, but it kind of sounded like Canes. And I actually had canes for lunch today. So
Oh, I had that last weekend.
Yeah, I'd have lanes more often, but the drive, it's like a 40-minute drive up to where the closest one is. Ooh, what do we got here? We got one of the balls.
Yep. So what I like about this, we were talking about the different sort of cultural things about the Force and across the galaxy, is that how like there isn't that this kind of bridges that thing in the Star Wars galaxy between the scientific and physical and the Force. Like they're both kind of in the middle with these objects, that help you find what you need to look for that are connected through the Force.
Yeah. Are these people we should know, or
No, these are new characters.
New characters. Are they robots?
Yeah, they're assassin droids.
I mean, that's what. Yeah, okay. You got the good old chassis there. Can really tell from the chassis.
Well, they're very reminiscent of K2 droids.
Are you talking about the ones that used to hang out with Grievous?
Well, no, like the K2SO.
Oh yeah, no, but they're kind of like a
The staffs make them more like Magna Guards.
Right, exactly. They're kind of a cross between the two.
Yeah.
This is fun. I'm just gonna shoot randomly down there. That'll work.
No capes. Yeah, I think everybody's been breaking that rule in this one there.
What? Oh.
Save the no cape rule.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's not Star Wars.
Thanks to the Han Solo movie, everybody's got capes now.
I wish capes would come back in real life. I'd be all over that. Maybe I'll bring it back. Single-handedly bring back the capes. That is a heck of a self-destruct.
Clearly, they were constructed by predators.
Yes, that is exactly what that looks like. I'm gonna take out a full city block of New York, or okay, that's even bigger. Good gravy. Looks like the predator has to kill all the aliens off self-destruct.
So this droid is called Hu Yang. He is a Jedi training droid and holds. So he was actually, around during the Jedi Order and, got all the lessons and protocols and things like that in his memory circuits. He did show up in the Rebels series.
Okay. Oh, snap.
Yep. Which he did help younglings build their first lightsabers, which becomes relevant. I want to say this episode because this is the longer of the two episodes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a portrayal of the New Republic where they weren't incompetent.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, they've been incompetent.
Sequel trilogy,
they were utterly incompetent. I don't think there's been any other portrayals of them. You know, 2 people walk into that dreadnought and kill the whole thing. So stupid. Never let them on board.
So clearly it was like somebody that ran our Star Wars games that came up with this story.
Yes. They were attacked by what was that character's name?
Which character?
My character.
Oh.
The one, you know, he would just wake up, burst out of a wooden crate on board the ship and just start burning things. I'm sure he had a name.
Hey, look, everyone, it's Ramona Flowers. I mean, Harrison Dula.
Oh, it is Ramona Flowers. You're right.
It helps when, you know, Obi-Wan's your husband to get a gig.
Yeah, it's true. Wing.
Come here. You want to come up here? Come on.
Seem to have abilities that you. 6 days there are few who can move force. Perhaps one of them was once Jedi. Possibly. He will get a copy of this recording. Want to match on their lightsabers. What's the connection of Ward and Elspeth? I have knowledge on our mercenaries in the past. Well, the investment paid off.
Come here, Archie. You got fans. Come here.
That's funny.
Come here.
Hey, so should you be explaining who Hera is?
I guess, yeah. Well, you should know who Hera is. You've seen the first half of season of
yeah, but I don't
Rebels.
know. I don't really know how their relationship. But I mean, because I didn't even see Ahsoka in Rebels, so.
Okay, so did you get to hear the term like someone named Fulcrum?
No.
Okay, so during the early part of the Galactic Civil War, Ahsoka was this undercover agent named Fulcrum. I say undercover, she was just, you know, like she didn't let her identity be known, who would help out Harrison Dula in her small activities as a rebel when this was back when rebel cells were all independent, and helped Hera with intel basically. And so that's how they, eventually, they had to meet face to face, and eventually, the rebel cells started consolidating themselves into one big group. So that's how they know each other.
Okay. Yeah, because the first season, they're dealing with some sleazy guy on Lothal for the most part as their contact.
Well, that's just a guy to help get them money.
Yeah.
Archie, come here. Come here. Archie, stop licking yourself. People want to say hi.
He's like, no, I don't care about you.
So this part was for people who know what was going on before this, kind of is like new territory for people. They're talking about Sabine Wren. Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian who enlisted with the Empire, became a weapons expert, and then accidentally helped them to develop a weapon that would help destroy Mandalore, all at the ripe old age of 18. Hey, Clancy Brown, everybody. It's Mr. Krabs, reprising his role as Governor Azadi from the Rebels series.
Mm.
Yes.
So what planet is this?
Lothal, where
Oh, this
you know,
is Lothal.
yes.
Okay.
And the mural that you'll get a closer look later is a mural that they made in honor of the rebels from Rebels for their big victory at
Oh
the end
yeah.
of the
Yeah,
Rebels.
yeah. I recognize all them on the back there on that mural with the two wolves.
I didn't know this at first, but others pointed out to me the young kid in the back that's about to take a step forward. He was actually in an episode of Rebels in the earlier seasons when Ezra goes undercover into the Imperial Academy and he helps him escape. That's the kid there.
Oh, is that the kid that stays behind to try and
No,
find
it's the kid that actually left with him.
Oh, left with him. Okay. Yeah. That is the episode I stopped watching on. So I've seen that one. Yeah, because they had one kid stay behind to try and find his sister, and then one kid left with Ezra.
So yeah, you're about to meet Sabine Wren.
Yeah,
live action Sabine Wren.
So who is he? Is he from
Governor
Rebels?
Azadi was like he was the original governor before the Empire sent him into exile, and he was like a fugitive on Lothal. And eventually the rebels find him, and they get him on his side, and he starts helping them on Lothal. So obviously he reprised his role as governor of Lothal when the rebels won.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I remember this.
So
giant
are you hearing this
speedway
music?
to nowhere? Oh yeah.
I gotta say, I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first, but I kind of liked it. I was like, okay, that's actually good Star Wars rock.
You know what it kind of sounds like? It kind of sounds like the stuff from that season of Visions, the first season.
Well, maybe. A lot of people said that it sounded like anime rock.
Right? I said what I said.
Shout out to the E-Wings, though. They're missing one big thing that made it an E-Wing, which is a cannon over the canopy. So, of course, that seems to make it more difficult for how you would get out of it. But
what is it missing?
A cannon.
Oh,
over the top of the canopy, which would make it an E-Wing.
Yeah.
Yep. Though, I never got the impression, even in the old legends, that E-Wings were any more powerful than X-Wings. Like most pilots still preferred X-Wings. And even A-Wings.
I never got that concept. Like everybody seems to have thought that the E-Wings were a inferior product. Basically, occasionally you had people like tout the B-Wing or the A-Wing over the X-Wing, but as a just an all-around best fighter, the X-Wing was always the best.
So what was this what was the TV rating on this? Because
TV, it was either 7 or 14. I can't remember.
Okay, seems a little low given the booty shot we just had for like almost a full minute there.
Dude, this has been nothing but booty shots, like including the droids. It's everything has gotten there, like start in low and go up the leg. Like this series seems to be all like that's what they're putting out there. That's what this is all about.
I like the live action Loth Cat.
Yeah, that is pretty well done.
And if you didn't recognize it, this was original Ezra Bridger's original home from the start of the Rebels. In the little communications tower and whatnot. Which is so funny because like the most infuriating part about the Rebel series was like how much Sabine kept pushing Ezra away, and now all of a sudden she's like completely in love with him or just obsessed with him.
Oh yeah, is that what we're seeing here?
I mean, I guess I know it's that I feel bad because someone sacrificed themselves for me, but so far she's the only one pouting over it. Oh, apparently there's a pile of helmets.
In the
Missed
back,
it the
yeah.
first time around.
I thought that was there from the original.
Oh, from the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ezra collected the helmets.
Yeah, Ezra collected the helmets.
This is our first look at live action Ezra.
So that's what I did to keep time. A lot. We're up together in this rebellion. We're not really family. We're like sisters.
That to me seems a little weird. He's like, "You're like a sister to me." Dude was hitting on her hard.
Yeah, I
in
was
that
gonna say, like, the
series.
sister I constantly hit on. I mean, granted, like, that's totally on brand for Star Wars.
What is he, a Skywalker?
Yeah, exactly. I see you're hitting on your sister. So on brand for Star Wars. She does look like Brad's doll. She's got her little rat tail too.
So this character here, the Shati Tin.
Almost looks like Leia from the back.
I was gonna say she looks kind of like Kristen Wiig and like like Bridesmaids or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so
whoa.
that
The Night
yeah.
Sisters of Dathomir.
So you know about them.
Well, yeah, they're from the
Oh
books.
no. So in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, they make a more prominent thing. They were actually almost like Dark Force users. They become more prevalent and widely used. Like Asajj Ventress was a Night Sister of Dathomir.
Oh. I mean, that makes sense.
And so this woman's a Night Witch.
Okay. Because I mean, they were Force users in the books.
Right, and they are here too, but they're definitely more witch-like because they definitely do more things like with almost like potions and spells and things like that.
Right. Oh, she's talking like a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure she drops her cape so we can get a nice, good shot of her. So we haven't had one of those for her yet, so
She says.
Why was that? Tradition.
Don't stop witchcraft. Ahsoka tell us form of the emphasis on the vow. You're looking for something red.
Maul and Savage were made by them?
Yes, actually, they were. So sometimes the witches of Dathomir would take men who were obviously the subordinates, and create like mighty warriors with them, and that's what they did with Maul and his brother Savage, and tried to use them, but obviously things went awry there.
I don't remember Savage. Where does he show up?
He shows up towards the latter half of Clone Wars, and really just Clone Wars for Savage, and then obviously Maul shows up in Rebels.
Those are X-Wings, right?
Yes, X-Wings and then Ahsoka's ship. I
Ahsoka's
don't know
ship,
what
yeah.
class that is. Oh, St. Refill's got a third season for Savage.
Gotcha.
And Maul, and where they find Maul is a crazed half droid.
Right, because his lower half has been replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go. Yes.
Still in one piece?
75%. Who is this? Joan Rivers?
Jones down to 63. Sorry, 62. Joan Rivers. I feel like the gal playing the Mandalorian. Shoot, what is her name? Is just given like one acting direction. Like be like, although I can't really. I'm trying to figure out what that expression is. It's not snooty. It's kind of like smug. Smug. Yeah, it's like sullen smug. More sullen, more smug, harder, faster, more intensity.
Faster, more intense.
Yeah, faster, more intensity. Smuggier with more sullenness.
So
Go.
we're gonna pick up in this part that apparently, so towards the end of Rebels, for whatever reason, the Rebels they come across like a massive moose-like creature that is like an ancient Force wielder who says that Sabine apparently has some connection with the Force. It's not really explained how much. It really seems like a little. In fact, Hu Yang says that of all the students that he has seen and worked with, she is by far, the least powerful that he's ever seen. I think it's a little forced. I'm not sure. I'm in love with the idea of Sabine being a light Force user, but
Great. This is getting more exciting by the minute. I take it these patterns of meanings. You have the artist.
yeah, Hu Yang, voiced by Tom Baker.
Jodan Baker.
Well, knowing the design of map to read, there must be a key or codex of some sort. Perhaps this will help. Scan the Yang, check the temple where we found it.
Some 2D to 3D trickery here.
Still? Don't you ever get tired of moving from one place to another?
Oh, Tom Baker, Bendu. Bendu was like that. Like I said, the giant moose-like ancient Force being.
The one in the middle.
You never make things easy.
So
You
Mhm.
never made things easy for me.
they refer to her as her apprentice, right?
Yeah. So we never got to see that. So apparently, in the time between this and Rebels, Ahsoka tried to train Sabine. But see, this part I'm not in love with, because I'm in all the Clone Wars and Rebels, despite all of the bad things that Ahsoka has seen and done and been exposed to, she still had an air of optimistic hope. And in this one, she's just sullen and she's just angry at Sabine for, for being the failure of a student. And it's just something off about that to me, because you'd think she'd know how she was when she left the order, and how she left Anakin, and you think that she would be more understanding.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a large gap that we don't know about.
Right. So the whole attempted training thing didn't happen in Rebels.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So that's just something
We didn't even know
infer.
she was force sensitive until like the last season.
Ah. She wouldn't train Grogu. Yeah, that's correct. She wouldn't train Grogu.
Right.
And that's probably coming out of this failure, or her view of this as a failure. Although at this point, she's sworn off being a Jedi, so
Right. Like, yeah, but I mean, so Refill was saying that the end of season 2 was a rough deal, but she comes back from that at the end of Rebels into that sort of galactic ley line central area, with almost a sort of mission for her to come find Ezra. So again, the hope should have been there. And I mean, if anybody that should have been really upset and sullen about the way things turned out, it would have been Hera, but Hera was almost downright happy. And I mean, if anybody, Hera's seen her planet conquered twice, her lover die, leaving her to raise her child, who we have not seen yet, all by herself. So they just revealed that the lightsabers of the people that attacked the New Republic ship were, in fact, former Jedi way back before the Order fell.
right, or at least the Master was.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, Sabine's gone. Come on. how did you not realize that was going to happen?
Especially since you left the door open.
I mean, come on. I mean, luckily you know where she's going, so.
I say, apparently this is the most popular unused highway in all of the galaxy.
I was gonna say, as far as I can tell, this thing just goes out to that station, and I'm like, that is the largest waste.
It doesn't
of
even actually go
I've
all the way
seen.
to the station. Like it stops like halfway there, and it becomes just terrain.
Well, what the heck is the point of it? Like, I could see building something like that between a major city, but like out to nowhere.
I guess it was part of a housing development that never finished.
It's not Florida, Bruce. This is Lothal. What was that place called?
What place?
That giant housing development with all the roads that nobody ever built anything on.
Oh, what did we call it?
It
wasn't the Sandlot. It was the something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You know what I love though? Two Jedi who are intelligent couldn't think that possibly with all the moving lines and things at the last temple that would not apply to this ball.
Right. I'm like, obviously the last temple was the key. I mean, come on. Like, and I get it, like Ahsoka had to get out because explosions and all, but
no, see, we're talking like out there by the Groot Road and that area. you know, where people would go dirt biking and do all that
Compound.
crazy stuff. The compound. That's
Compound.
it. That's it. That's
That
exactly
was it. Yep. That was it.
Yes, I agree. I agree, Missy. Like this is what we're saying. Like the two Jedi and the robot couldn't figure out the Rubik's cube. Didn't have, a Chinese kid with disappointed parents.
Yeah. I mean, that is what's required for overachievement. You're right. You are right.
Like Sabine is any way to ridicule people on being stubborn and foolish.
You mean Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, that's it.
Yeah. Well, duh.
Yes, because she was idolizing her master, who himself was a giant pain in the ass.
Yes. Ugh. Yep.
And the reason why I bought it is because I just wish Star Wars would lighten up a little bit, because like everything has to be sad now.
Yeah. It's definitely a very different Ahsoka from the one encountered in the Clone Wars. It's kind of like happy and bratty and funny.
Well, like even in Rebels, she was much more, I want to say, mature and almost motherly like than she is here.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got the feeling from Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett that she was sort of just adrift.
Right.
Like she's looking for Thrawn basically, which strikes me as a revenge mission more than anything.
Like even when she was on Luke's planet, she didn't discourage, Grogu from this, that. She wasn't trying to discourage Luke Skywalker. I was more impressed that there wasn't more conversation in Book of Boba Fett between Luke and Ahsoka about Anakin. Like,
right, exactly. I mean, tell me about my father before he went all dark side.
And then, granted, maybe this is stuff that happened off screen, but we as an audience would have loved to have heard that.
Yes.
But at the very least, at this point, I think would almost damage the story of what's going on here in Ahsoka, because that would have been more heartwarming than what we're getting here.
Yes.
And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm just downing on this. It's not. It's just more critiquing. I so far am liking the series and very interested in where it's going. Yeah, I want something about the first time Ahsoka found out about Luke and all of that.
I wonder if it was 9 p.m. Central Time that they were doing the release, because it just turned 9 now here.
It's available.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's like the one piece of it that has a unique symbol on it. I mean, come on, people would just try that.
Like I said, apparently they weren't, a Chinese kid with disappointed parents.
So that's for sure. Well, I don't know what that means exactly.
Thanks, Refill. Enjoy the third episode. We'll talk about it later. And thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for joining.
Tell your friends.
Kind of an interesting holographic model.
The line between, well, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she did know of Vale, but yeah, we need to.
Sure.
Oh, I mean, how do you punch a robot and not like everything she did there would have been painful, very painful. I mean,
So
who are
kids,
you,
this is-
Richard Nixon? You just going into people's places and wrecking it up? What the heck? What is even going on here? You catty bees need to pay attention.
Like, don't these people have security cameras or ears, right?
I know.
You're in the middle of a freaking green grass savannah, and you'd think you'd notice somebody coming up on you.
I know, right?
And obviously it took the elevator up, because why would it not take the elevator, up, but take it down?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big stair, or it's a giant tower in the middle of nowhere. How do you not have like an alarm bell? Ding dong, someone just sneaking up behind you. All right, let's find out how poorly trained Sabine really is.
Already the stances.
Not great. Are you gonna sneak up on her? Are you hoping for a sneak attack here? Think she's gonna be caught flat-footed? Because I kind of feel like she knows you're coming.
You know what you're going to be most disappointed about this, Pat? No
Huh.
hair pulling.
That is disappointing. That's
Is it
racist,
really?
Bruce.
I don't think it's racist. I don't think that's what that is.
Okay, yeah, but now I want to know what happens if somebody pulls on Ahsoka's things. Does it hurt like hair? Like what happens there? Now that you got me thinking about
Depends.
hair
Some
pulling,
like it, some don't.
Which-
You know?
it's not your search history I want to know about. See, she should have just cut her arms off.
That's why
there.
your hair is short. It's true. They both have. Well, Sabine's is a little bit longer. Where do they squeak? I'm sure something. I'm sure something squeaks.
Oh, wow. What a position. These poses, like, you would never make them in real life in a fight. There's no way. Oh, using the cape as a weapon. So apparently Sabine was not trained that poorly. She managed to not get stabbed for a good almost 2 minutes there.
Right.
That or this girl just isn't that good. Good
It
thing
was
the
B
wound.
squad versus B squad.
Yep. Good thing that wound got auto-cauterized. Auto-cauterization for all your auto-cauterizing needs.
Yeah, the assassin droid with a self-preservation
Yeah.
program.
So wait, who's Ray?
The guy who played the Dark Jedi, the other Dark Jedi, the Master Dark Jedi.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his last name, but he passed away during the post production, and yeah, so clearly they're gonna have to write that in somehow towards the end of the season.
Huh, interesting. Well, wait, he died in post-production though.
Post production. That's what did I say? Pre production.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm in
that means they
post-production.
already had all of his stuff done.
Yeah.
So
But
he just can't be in the next season.
right, then I'm saying hopefully they probably had to go back and rewrite a little bit of it.
Hmm. You know, this writing looks very like Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
strikes me as
it does.
very Asgardian.
And both of the Dark Jedi are very, white haired.
Yeah, you got a point there.
They're Norse Jedi.
Yeah, fair skin. They do kind of strike you as Norse Jedi. Norse Jedi. That's a good shirt. We got to make
Viking
that
Jedi.
shirt.
One of them's gonna have a battle axe lightsaber.
Yeah, we gotta make that the Norse Jedi. I'm a Norse Jedi.
Like even these fish colored thingies.
Yeah. Even these pictographs.
What? Okay, so those are supposed to be Purgle. Purgle are
Yeah.
like the space whales. I don't know if you saw them in the first half season of Rebels.
No, but I saw him
Okay.
in season 3 of Mandalorian.
Okay, in the hyperspace stuff. Yeah. Right. So at the end of Rebels, the way the Rebels defeat Thrawn is Ezra summons the Purgles to envelop the Chimera and grab hold of Thrawn and by busting through the what do you call it, the portico, in the front of the bridge, and holding on to Ezra and Thrawn, and then zipping them across the galaxy to God knows where. We don't know where.
Yeah.
So
okay. So I'm
that's
gonna
the last
take.
result.
We'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll start episode dose.
Okay.
So it's 9:17 now. We'll restart at 9:23.
Want to say hi, Archie? Say hi. Archie's waiting for me to go upstairs to give him his BONE. He gets one every night. You making sure to hit stop on this, right? Pat. Okay. Wait. Did you hit stop? I don't think you did. See, it's you, Archie. You got fans. We got a cat that he is pretty forceful at trying to get us to pet her, and like she'll just go around everything and just get up right in your face. She nuzzles me in the middle of the night. It's a little annoying. Especially because it takes the dog off and something fierce. These credits might go on long enough that Pet could get back from the bathroom in time. Like, damn. Yeah, probably. I mean, we have not been able to clip her nails, so now they're just out. That's why we don't like her climbing on us, because like then the claws would, not through any fault of her own, just kind of dig in. Oh, no worries. We understand. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. We really appreciate it. You guys hung in there for us this late. Do apologize that it was this late, but hopefully we'll do more of this. And we like that you guys commented and gave us feedback. It's really been helpful. Yeah, I'll have to get up early tomorrow and before work and watch episode 3. Really? I mean, Katie, I kind of get. I knew that whole West Coast was going to get some of it, but Palm Bay, Melbourne's going to get some of it. I was commenting on another group earlier that it's not Labor Day weekend slash Dragon Con weekend without a hurricane. So you had enough? Can you go upstairs now? Go on. Don't look at me. Go on. Just trying to call my bluff there.
Okay.
So it looks like for the moment, and probably for the rest of it, but we'll just keep going. We've lost our audience. Missy had to get up. She has to get up at 5 a.m. for work. So
That's okay.
yeah.
I mean, I figured I'm gonna download this and put it, at least put it on the Patreon, if not on the get Shay to fix it up and whatnot. All right. Play next episode. Click. Let's do this thing. Now starting. Episode 2.
So do you hear the audio from the show on my side?
Not really. Occasionally I
Okay.
can.
I can hear yours, and yours comes in after mine.
Interesting.
And yeah.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Because by the time it makes it to you, it's delayed.
Probably. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Why? This isn't just about Falcon Ezra. Preventing another war. Nor stays here. Okay. He took them out. Off the ship when I explicitly told him not to. You know, I want to give this a better chance of living.
I can set it up facing the same direction as the computer while walking. I don't know if this is working though. All right. Yeah, it's interesting the music they made for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been bad. I mean,
No,
I haven't noticed it that I, go, oh God.
Yeah, I would just say it's interesting because it's very haunting.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of what you're supposed to be getting out of Ahsoka is sort of this haunted.
But again,
nature.
it's so off from what we've known of her before. I mean, I get she's been, she said that this is about preventing another war. Okay, you've been through 2 wars. Guess what? So is Sabine.
Yeah,
And Sabine was younger than you when both of them were happening.
yeah.
Droids. We took them out of wax. You don't understand. I unlocked it. The 2 galaxies, and then a pathway appeared between them. You could look for something.
Extragalactic travel, eh?
It's just
Like the use of bowling.
What's a mess? Wait. You need my help. No. It's not enough.
I needed your help. Snap.
Right? But thank God I'm alive, right?
Yeah. I really don't think they've ever made an improvement on the Lambda class shuttle.
No.
And how they looked. No matter how they've changed it over the years, it's never looked better than the originals.
Right. Sometimes simpler is better.
Yeah. Well, they kind of look like vultures. And it's sort of like, it's so fitting for the Empire and the Imperial, people.
Well, it just seemed more versatile and straightforward, and yeah, more militaristic, more utilitarian.
Yeah. I like how she's sort of like giving her master the side eye. Like, I don't really trust you, which I guess is normal for dark side users. Not that we've been told he's a Sith, so we don't really know that.
Right, and their sabers aren't red or orange, and while they say they're not Jedi, they did, at least the master did come from Jedi teachings.
Yeah. Started as a Jedi. Nope. Space whales.
Oh, is that? Did you see Space Whales? I didn't see Space Whales.
Yeah, in the clouds.
Really?
Yeah, they were
I
making
don't
the
know how I've
they were
missed that both
making
times.
whale noises, and he saw like in the outline of
I
a
thought that
couple
was
of
just the
them.
music.
I mean, we can rewind. Have that capability.
We have the technology.
You can rebuild him. Just don't want to spend a lot of money. This is a trash can as a leg. So awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
see?
that was it was I saw the one and ever so briefly.
Yeah.
And what okay. Yeah, in Rebels, like Hera's just like terrified of them because just like blue whales, like in real life, they could just pop up out of anywhere and accidentally destroy a ship.
Yeah, I can totally wreck your ship.
Ahsoka Tano, Star Wars Batgirl.
I hope not. I heard that show was terrible.
What?
That girl?
Oh,
Or you say
well,
bad girl?
Bat. No,
Oh.
Batgirl. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's CW. I mean, has anything ever been good on CW?
Supernatural was good.
Yeah.
No.
Never watched it.
Oh, you should. At least the first 4 seasons.
Oh no.
Maybe 5. Trying to remember. It went for like 17. But the original creator, like he only wrote the first 5. And they're like, we want to keep going. He's like, but the story's done.
I don't know if I could trust a network that brought us One Tree Arrow.
There is such a thing as the Star Wars holiday special, Bruce.
Yeah, that wasn't girl. It was just bad. Everybody recognizes it as bad.
Yeah, I'm saying we trusted the same guy to make 2 more spectacular movies. I mean, because Empire and Jedi came after.
Yeah, but he was still executive producer on those.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he can make something terrible and then make something good. You're a freaking Jedi. Should have seen that coming way before.
Well, apparently she did.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember Lothal being so nice.
Well, remember, this is like 20 years after Rebels.
Okay.
Well, that's capacitors when you slice it up. I should be able to work with it. Like me, this kind of droid is incredibly resilient. An arm or leg, it just keeps coming.
Mhm.
Backup systems. And as a result,
Its memory cores stays partially the automation.
with power level drive, you can recover the droid's memory.
And find out where it came from.
Power levels drop. The head will explode.
Slow.
Calm your circuits. I can pull the plug before it gets to that.
Perhaps we should perform this operation somewhere else.
I think go for it.
And
I think it was like, well, don't say it out loud.
No, no.
what do you mean, or never? No, you could like all walk out of the room and have her do it, and she would. Like, I don't.
Yes,
No.
but then how is Ahsoka gonna nag her if she's not in the room?
True. Nagging is hard because it's gonna get to the point where it almost explodes, but it won't because of reasons. What I like to call plot reasons.
I was gonna say the Bond effect, but
Yeah, Bond. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's all plot, right?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
On a
switch
couple
it
occasions,
off.
it was 1 second, but in the Goldfinger, it was 7 seconds because it
Yeah.
read 007 on the thing.
It's my dad. New Republic shipyard.
Right, because the New Republic always had the shipyards in Corellia, except that everybody had shipyards in
It's
Corellia.
that's Corellia. What do you mean the
Right,
shipyard?
the
It's
Corellian
Corellia.
shipyards, right?
Freaking planet. They're for hire. Who's in charge and buying our ships? Oh, you. I guess we belong to you. Whatever. Give us money.
Which, hold on to that thought as we go to Corellia, because it's kind of funny how they react to this situation when they get there.
So, like, what do the 5 dots that Hera has mean?
Which 5 dots?
On her badge, she's got the little, square insignia that's got 5 dots on it.
Oh, Hera, she's a general.
Okay.
Just like, remember General Carlos Rakin in Empire Strikes Back on Hoth.
General Nadine.
He was the one that was like, you're a fine pilot, Solo. I hate to lose you.
Hate to lose you.
Like, that was like when people first noticed the badge, and it was the same one.
Yeah. Wonder how many Nadine had.
He was a general, so he had 5.
Yeah, 5. Was Nadine in? Was that Jedi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting even more.
It's very Geonosian kind of ship looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, Count Dooku, sun sail kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonder where Dooku was from.
I get the feeling they're going to be toting the line really close to using Vong territory.
Yeah, I mean that's the feeling I'm getting here.
I know there's some people that didn't like the using Vong. I thought they were a really good enemy, but it's just me.
They felt very much like a Mary Sue enemy, like exactly the opposite of like the Jedi. And I'm like, I don't know. Then again, if they're using force powers to activate it, that's very unusable. Because that was the thing about them. They weren't
In the Force.
in the Force.
They were devoid of presence in the Force.
Yeah.
But then again, they did come from another galaxy.
Right, and that was the thing. Like maybe the Force is just part of that galaxy, which was an interesting thought.
Especially with the notion that midichlorians are somehow connected to how strong someone is within the Force,
Right.
Mm.
Does that work?
I don't take it literally. I'll be like, oh, so maybe Thrawn's force sensitive. Like, no, I wouldn't take
Right.
it literally.
Like that's what I'm like, no, that was one of the cool things about Thrawn is he was not.
Like he knew the force was real in some sort of sense and had respect for it.
Right, but he wasn't a force user himself.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the things that made him as awesome as he was. So this begs the question, what was she doing in The Mandalorian?
Who?
This lady.
We don't know.
Hmm.
But apparently she was a governor on that planet that very much was an imperial governor.
Right. Yeah, she was still playing the role of imperial officer, governor, whatever.
And you know, she was also a CEO, president of a big corporation on Corellia, which those two always coincided. Like, you know, like even during the height of the empire, you know, Grand Moffs had, you know, positions as CEOs and corporations. And so that was kind of the same thing. She got her governorship through having money and power through corporations and whatnot.
Yep. So are they, I guess they're building something to,
Yes, the Eye of Sion is what they called it.
huh, in order to bring Thrawn back
Yes, to
with
go get it.
whatever force he's assembled on the other side of a different galaxy.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, you'll kind of see what the Eye of Sion is at the end of this episode. Stupid, stupid, stupid people.
It's the Star Destroyers.
I'm just like,
building in the back there.
they're not building them, they're dismantling them.
Sure,
Just like they were doing on Coruscant.
Yep.
Stupid, stupid, stupid people.
Yep. There's no other way to put it.
I was just telling General Syndulla that when the Empire fell, all Imperial assets were dissolved and redistributed, including those held by Morgan Elston.
All the same, we'd appreciate a look at our former facilities and operations.
Well, I am quite busy at the moment.
New Republic at its best. New Republic, worst Republic. It's just so bad. It's like the most incompetent organization ever put together by.
You just wonder what they're trying to say about democracies, you know, at this
I know,
point.
right? I mean, because it's not like the old Republic is working that well when we saw it either. I mean, it was working bad enough that a guy managed to cause a civil war with himself without them noticing. It's a new boss, the same as the old boss.
Yeah.
Don't get fooled again.
She got us here. I was wondering if you'd consider bringing it back onto your apprentice. never go past that. I think she could use some structure. So could you. She's not ready. I'm curious. What makes someone ready?
Good question.
And how would she know? Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Not even a Jedi. Yeesh. But that is like the biggest part of my, like, in my mind. If she took her on as an apprentice, what is she apprenticing to?
Right.
To what? Like, because she's
Right,
not
because
apprenticing as a
Ahsoka
Jedi.
never attained a knighthood. She never became a Jedi Knight.
Right, exactly. She walked away from the order. So if she brings on an apprentice, what is she training them as? Like, what's the regimen here? I wonder if that's why she was so interested in Luke's thing. Robot's like, I have one purpose.
That is an excuse.
Oh, snap. Troy's getting all up in her business. It's dealing out harsh.
But I mean, it's like, but finally, he's like, it's like he's got the attitude the rest of the audience is like, just wake the fuck up, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Was I part of the plan? Was she going to tell me about Ezra, or was it going to leave me in her as I do?
General Sabina thought your insights would be valuable. I think.
Wasn't even thinking about.
She wants your back, all right. Hey, I blame this show. Let's make sure we get everybody's introduction from the waist down. Even the droids in the first scene. That's how I could tell they were droids.
They were minus an ass. Only droids have an ass like that.
That's right. Ooh.
Like, so far in these two episodes, Hu Yang's been my favorite character.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the casting's been fine for all of it. I like everyone's casting, and like everyone's doing a good job for the way it's written. Like, I don't have a problem with how like Rosario Dawson's playing her character because that's how it's written. I have a problem with the story and how it's written.
Right. I have a problem with how it's written.
Generated from a single star destroyer are enough to fund a variety of New Republic reconstruction programs, among other things.
Other things like.
Well, our board and primary investments that first look at all the new cargo, transport and distribution.
Is that a hypertransport?
Yes. Refurbished from an SSD ready for its new life serving the Republic. This facility has produced 9 of these new models.
The New Republic Defense Fleet is a building. What cost Starship running for?
Listen. Oh, there it is.
False.
Do you have an operation?
standard protocol types, as well as CCLs, IW-37s, HP-7s, and other load lifters. Why do you ask?
More HK class.
Assassin loads. I should think not.
Not even repurposed, you know, to stay on schedule.
No, sorry.
I was in such a drug. I had to load inventory on arriving transports.
Like a 5-year-old trying to help his mother out.
Yep. Shut up.
Yeah. How did you think that was going to work out, buddy?
Mhm. Well, it's like we had 4 loyal Empire employees there.
She really likes jumping from high places.
Well, I mean, that was Obi-Wan's thing too. And Anakin's. Maybe it's just a Jedi thing. It's like, yeah, I have
Yeah.
superpowers. I might as well jump really far.
Superhero jump. Superhero jump. Oh,
Yep.
it's murder on the knees.
Hey, we just got to see Chopper. Ah, show just got so much better.
It will get better too.
Is that supposed to be the ghost? No, that's the little
The Phantom.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, the Phantom.
Oh wait, what?
So there's the Ghost, which is the big ship, and then the smaller one's called the Phantom.
Oh, okay. Oh, lost his cape.
I think he dropped it. He didn't lose it.
I mean, yeah. Okay. I'm just being dramatic with some flair there. So my question is, who is this?
Yeah, we don't know. I've been trying to piece that, and
Well, it kind of
some
seems
people are
like
like, it's going to be Ezra. I'm like, it's not going to be Ezra. I mean, if it turns out to be Ezra, I could be like, you guys are just lazy
yeah.
and just aggravating. But
Well,
I think it
he's-
could be like Savage. Or I was thinking Barriss O'Fee. She was the Jedi that framed Ahsoka back in the Clone Wars for the bombing, which led to her leaving the Jedi.
Huh. Do you realize we're being shot at? You not see this?
What are you doing in there?
Nice. That was pretty fun. Using the droid as a shield there. Ooh. Inquisitorial.
Yeah.
Man, for being a good pilot, she's doing a terrible job of ducking and weaving.
Especially for something that, couldn't possibly shoot from underneath it. And
Right.
something that has to be faster than that thing.
Yeah, and why is she not going just above or below it? Because it
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like the Phantom has to be faster than the heavy load lifter lifting a hyperdrive from a super star destroyer.
yeah. Took me a minute to figure out what it was, SSD, and I was like, what the heck is an SSD? We're not building anything that big. Fine. Yes, you did. Wow, he seems even easier to understand in this than he did in
Yes,
the
a lot of
show.
people said that. Yeah, and they said that possibly it's because of his programming. He's never had a memory wipe, so his programming, he's able to start talking more and more like a human.
Yeah. That seemed like a good idea.
So what? He could jump and you couldn't?
Right. I'm like, why didn't you go up there?
And then where's local security?
Right. Like, why didn't that easy
This
guy
is
call
Corellia with
local
one of the
security?
most with the one of the largest shipyards in all the galaxy. Where's security?
Yeah, there
And
should
I
be
love
a
how
couple.
lo-fi this is.
Right.
The pitching arm of a droid.
It feels like good news. Oh, refill's back. Or was.
Well, it was yeah.
Oh, the first Phantom got blown up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. Yep, he's still here.
Oh, okay.
We'll come back. Yeah. This week's episode's infuriatingly short, like 31 minutes before
Yeah.
credits.
I'm trying to figure out if we should wait. It's almost 10 here. And I have a 5:30 a.m. meeting.
Jesus.
And then I've got to stay late, so I'll probably be at work till about 7 p.m.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, with the little leg thingies. Yeah, you're right. It is an old separatist shuttle.
Ah,
I never
that's
put
funny.
that together till now. Thanks.
So what?
This is very Kurosawa right here.
Yeah, what faction of the Mandalorians is she a part of, or was she a part of? Or
She was not part of the Watch.
well, yeah, obviously.
She was more in, so she's part of Clan Kryze.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she wasn't part of the Watch. But she's not really Mandalorian anymore.
Okay. Bo-Katan Kryze, right?
Yeah.
So interesting. So it would that have made her like part of the ruling family, or
No.
okay?
Just like the different houses just fell under the one banner.
Okay.
It's not one. Screen. What's the update on that chat? Chopper, what's the update on that chat? Keep working on it. And Chopper has something more definitive.
I'm just like super intrigued with like the head stuff, and I'm like, evolutionarily, like, what is the purpose behind that stuff?
What was behind the purpose of Leku's on Twi'leks?
Right, I know. I'm there as well. Like,
obviously there's probably some sort
fanboys.
of genetic closeness with Twi'leks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I wonder if Filoni is like gonna try and make Sabine the new Jedi Mandalorian Darksaber wielder.
I'm sure it's crossed his mind.
I fully expected that to be the outcome of the show. At this point.
Well, I guess there's a hint.
Okay, save my genetics questions for episode 3, eh? We'll have to figure that one out. I'm a little terrified now.
But refill, tell me if I'm wrong. Hera and Kanan had a child, right? And so far, no one's mentioned him.
Transport was traced to the Denham system. It has remained in orbit of the planet Cetos.
C toss, C toss, C toss, C toss, C toss, C toss, C toss. Bingo was his name. Oh. Spoiler alert. Oh. Oh, I wonder if the
Oh, well, okay. All
I
right.
wonder if the person they were fighting is their kid. He wouldn't be old enough, right? Maybe.
Oh, he might be. Yeah, very well would be. Because we can't really tell age. I mean, he's tall. Kanan was kind of tall, but I mean, can't really guess age without looking at the actual person.
Yeah. Oh, so they're building a Stargate. Sorry. Fargate. We don't want to get sued.
They're building a a very large hyper ring.
Yeah. The
Like from the
Fargate.
Okay, so then definitely not Marok, because I mean, unless he's a giant 14-year-old.
Yeah, 10 to 14. That's what I thought. Malin. Who is Malin?
Balin, him. Balin's skull.
Okay.
Listen, if you guys were going to kill her, you would have done it by now.
Yeah. I was gonna say that felt like the end of an episode. Steph Green. Written by Dave Filoni. I didn't realize he was involved in this.
Dave Filoni's the new George Lucas, man.
Yeah, I'm aware. Too bad Kathleen Kennedy keeps thinking she is.
So yeah, that's where we're at. Like I said, these 2 episodes, I mean, I'm interested in seeing where the story goes. I definitely think the story has potential. I just don't like how some of the characters are written. I'm tired of my heroes being, sullen, grumpy old people.
Yeah. I get you.
Or wussified badasses like
Right.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh. Still very bitter about that show. I've kind of just wiped it out of my memory, to be honest.
I was gonna say I might have to watch it again just because I've forgotten so much, but
I mean, there were good parts, but like, it just, yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
do have
part
to.
that, and the funniest part, the part that bothered me the least was when Obi-Wan had a day job.
Yeah,
Like
no,
him
that
and
was fine.
right, him at the meat packing
Him and
plant, was fine
with the giant fish or whatever
in the middle of a
in the
desert.
middle of the desert. Like, none of this makes any sense. None of it.
But it's the part I had the
But-
least
but-
objection
but-
to.
Yes, it's the part I'm most okay with.
Ah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
So far, and all the characters have potential, even the Dark Jedi. Um, and the casting's fine.
Is that what they're being called, Dark Jedi?
No, that's just the only terminology I could think of because we really don't know what they are.
Yeah.
As
That's
far
a
as
good
we
point.
can tell, they're kind of mercenaries.
Yeah, they're sort of, honestly, they're kind of like Ahsoka. They're not Jedi, right? Like, he was
Right.
formerly Jedi, but he's not Sith.
Right.
So what is he?
But they
He is his
actually
own
seem to
thing.
have more of a purpose, unlike Ahsoka.
Right.
Ahsoka was just kind of like, even before this, was just kind of like, making her way through the galaxy. In fact, she just says, going where I'm needed.
Yeah. It
Which I
seemed
kind
like
of think is a little of a half truth because she goes where she's needed when she wants to.
yeah. And I feel like the guy in the last episode is talking about like what the other galaxy represented, and he said power, more
Yeah.
power than you could ever dream of. So he seems to be somewhat power hungry.
Right.
I'm interested if they're gonna make him. You remember the force wielder that trucked with Thrawn, right? The kind of
Joruus Sabayoth
whatever.
or Joruus Sabayoth, the crazy
yeah.
Jedi.
The crazy kind of emperor-like guy. I wonder if they're gonna make him into the analog for that guy.
I thought so too, but he never had an apprentice.
That we
And he
knew
was a
about.
clone. So,
I don't. Did they ever actually full blown say he was a clone?
yes.
Like, it was constantly hinted at, but it was never like fully stated.
No, it was stated.
Okay.
Especially towards the end. He, like, in his rage with Luke Skywalker and whatnot, he goes into one of his tirades about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, assuming we're not watching the third, or are we watching the third?
No, we both got to get up. It's 11 o'clock, and
yeah,
you got you got to be up in like 7 hours. Well, really, probably like 4 at this point, but
no, not quite that. I mean, I get a couple more. I get a little more than that. I get up around 4:30. It'll be fine.
Still, the next one will be real short and easy, and we might even be able to watch it before we get on with refill, or even with refill.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, thank you all for joining us for the live stream of Pat.
For
the
those
Fat
of you
Man.
that joined us, thank you so much. We love reading your chats. For those that are watching this not live, join us next time. We love engaging with the chats and the comments. It helps us with our back and forth and explaining things.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And remember, we have a website, patandthefatman.com, as well as a Patreon if you'd like to support the podcast. Pat and the Fat Man on Patreon. And we're on Facebook, Pat and the Fat Man, and the Fat Man has an X handle, whatever it's called now.
Yeah. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all of them.
Yep. And we appreciate your support. So, signing off the live stream, I'm Pat.
I'm the Fat Man.
Stay classy.
May the force be with you.
And with your spirit.